Hi, I'm Todd. I'm the owner of Dakota Angler here in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, with this week's 2-minute fishing report. Well, folks, Mother Nature has cooperated with us somewhat. We got some much-needed rainfall, and thank the good Lord for that. Many people in many areas really needed that, to say the least. But the intermittent showers and storms definitely affected the bite around the area. And, the success rate wasn't as good as, let's say, the week before. And also, first off, I want to make sure that all of us here at Dakota Angler, send out our condolences to the people that were impacted by the tragedy up on Indian Springs. And again, our hearts, our thoughts, and our prayers go out to each and every one of them. As far as the fishing report is concerned, folks, the lakes up in the northeastern part of the state continue to be the most consistent, quite honestly. Lakes like Bitter, Waubay, North and South Rush, Lynn Lake, all of them produce some really nice fish, and a lot of sorting going on at Waubay. Other lakes included Indian Springs, Opitz, Big Stone, Kempeska, Goose, as well as Pius, and then Dry Lake by Florence. And then the lakes down the southeastern part of the state that were producing walleyes included Dry Lake by Willow Lake, Thompson, Ponset, a few being caught at 81 ponds, as well as Sinai, Henry, and then also Twin. And then emphasize a few being caught at Goldsmith, Madison, Beaver, as well as Vermilion. Now, what are guys doing to catch the walleyes around the area? A lot of people are covering a lot of water, to say the least. So they're either pulling bottom bouncers with spinners, leeches, or crawlers, or they're pulling plugs. And as you can see behind me, we have a great selection of hornets, and that's what a lot of people are doing. We probably have the largest selection of hornets in the tri-state area, so make sure you stop on by or check it out online. Other plugs that people are using include the Shaky Shads by Walleye Nation, as well as the Flicker Shads by Berkeley. And then now it seems like a few people are actually snap jigging as well, that when getting on the walleyes, not biting with the spinners, the crawlers, or the plugs, they're snap jigging. And what they're using is a lot of moonshine shiver minnows, as well as jigging wraps, and then also clams, tikka minnows have been doing quite well at the same time. As far as the panfish bite is concerned around the area, the perch bite seems to be picking up a little bit. Lakes that produce perch include Big Stone, Waubay, Bitter, Ponset, Dry Lake by Willow Lake, as well as Thompson. And then a few crappie are being caught at Ponset, Thompson, Beaver, Big Stone, as well as Vermilion. In this week's edition of Todd's Tackle Tips, we're going to talk about pulling plugs. And the reason why is, honestly, folks, it's one of the more popular presentations this time of year, and also, to say the least, one of the most successful as far as this time of year is concerned as well. There's a number of different ways that a person can pull plugs, and a lot of you have heard of it before, but just to name a few different ways, you can use planer boards, you can use snap weights, you can use three-way swivels, you can use lead core. All of those are great ways to get the bait, the plug, into the bite zone, if you will. The whole thing about being successful is to be able to do that time and time again after each and every fish. And the way that you can do that is by using line counter reels. A lot of people have heard about them, but a lot of people don't use it. They'll use what we call the poor man's way of pulling plugs. Is that you let enough line out and let the plug hit the bottom of the lake and then reel a couple of times to get it up off the bottom. That works, but again, consistently, it does not put the bait in the strike zone. And that strike zone may vary. It may be a little bit higher. This fish may be suspended. And the way you can do that and look for that is to watch your electronics. So what you need to do is, if the fish, your electronics are telling you that the fish are at 15 feet, you need to have some way to get that bait into that bite zone at 15 feet. The way that you can do that consistently is by using that line counter reel. There are a number of different line counter reels out there on the market. We have all of them on hand here at the store, so make sure you stop on by and check out the latest line counters. But also what you can do is use an app, what we call the Precision Trolling app. It's a great way to input the data. In other words, say I'm moving at this speed, using this type of line and this type of plug, I need to let out this amount of line to be at 15 feet. Again, consistently. And what I would do at that point in time, once you start using it, is to take notes with it as well. That will be a great way for you to be able to put that bait in the bite zone time and time again. So again, all those things come into order and come into play, but the main thing that you need to have is a line counter reel. And now it's time to take a look at a few photos that you sent in to me this past week. And remember, folks, if you'd like your photo included in next week's version of the 2-Minute Fishing Report, please send it to me. Send it to Todd@DakotaAngler.com or post it to our Facebook wall. And if I use your photo, your name will be entered into a monthly drawing for a $25 gift certificate. Well, folks, before we end this week's report, I want to remind you of a couple of things. First off, if you can't make it to the store, you can't shop with us in person, folks, there's other ways that you can shop with Dakota Angler. One of them is through Facebook, and the other one is through our online store, our website, dakotaangler.com. Both of them are easy to do, and honestly, have our complete inventory on hand. Plus, we'll ship it out to you right away. If you have any questions about doing so, feel free to give us a call at 605-336-9132. Well, folks, that's this week's version of the 2-Minute Fishing Report for Dakota Angler. I'm the owner, Todd, and as we say around here, fish on! We'll see you next week, and again, thanks for watching, stay healthy, and folks, please stay safe.